Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jackie and this is Jackie is Making, a place where I talk all about the knit garments that I'm creating. And today I'm really excited to announce my Fall Feels knit along. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through some of the details of the knit along I have coming up this fall. I'm actually sharing it with another creator. Her name is Rebeca of Moving Stitches. So you'll be able to watch both my video and her video and check us out on Instagram for all details of the knit along. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some of the details for the knit along. I'm also going to showcase 5 very fall inspired patterns that are inspiring me for this particular knit along. I'm also going to talk about what I am going to be casting on for it, and overall just going to be talking about what led us to create this knit along. What's fun as well is in my video, I'm going to be showcasing everything like fall and autumn, and then Rebecca is going to be showcasing a lot of different Halloween inspired ideas. So be sure to check hers out right after mine. This knit along is primarily going to be run through Instagram. So what you're going to want to do is go over there to my page at Jackie is Making. You can also go to Rebecca's page as well. And on there, we're going to be posting some updates. We're also going to be sharing some of your guys' makes. And that's just going to be like our hub for the overall knit along. During the knit along, we encourage you guys to please share your makes with us, tag #FallFeelsKNitAlong, and also just be engaging in the community. That's one of the most fun things about knit alongs, is just to click into that hashtag and see what other people are making as we're kind of going through it. When I think of fall, I first think of colors for sure. I had one of those moms that she always started decorating on August 1st. Her birthday was pretty early in the month of August, and fall was just her favorite season. And she always just got us really inspired in our home by decorating with tons of ambers and oranges and burgundies. So definitely those are the first colors that come to my mind when I think of fall. And I know before I started getting into knitting, I actually started with crochet. And I used to buy a lot of my yarns just at big box stores like Michael's or Joann's. And I remember it was a special treat for me one year. I was so excited to just go to a local yarn store just because I wanted to look at the yarns and I wanted to purchase something that was the colors of fall in my mind. And so I purchased some Malabrigo Rios in a burgundy and an orange and a cream shade, and I crocheted my mom the most beautiful granny square pillow. And that's always what I think of when I think of fall makes, is something that is going to put you in the spirit, something that's going to make you feel like you're participating in fall. So my hope for this knit along is that it's something that brings all the joys of the season to you guys. And not only are you casting on something, but you're also being inspired by what everyone else is posting through that hashtag FallFeelsKNitAlong. So what do you cast on? I mean, it can be, like I said, anything to do with those sort of colors. The textures of fall can be anything that just makes you feel warm and cozy. And then patterns as well. You know, there's different things that all of us associate with autumn. So whether it's just literally knits in general, wool in general, or it's something to cozy up with during a football game, or it's something that you're going to want to wear around Halloween, whatever it is, there really isn't a wrong answer. So what we're looking for in that hashtag is just why did this project in particular give you all the fall feels? And I think that's just going to be super fun to read and go through for this knit along. So today in particular, I'm going to be walking you through 5 different patterns that I particularly feel inspired by fall for. I ended up making a complete Ravelry bundle because I just felt like I couldn't stop at just the 5, and as I was paring it down, I was really trying to curate it for you guys what patterns, what textures, what colors make me think of fall, and what would be inspiring to you as well. So this is an accumulation of like multiple days of me scouring Ravelry, scouring Instagram, and just trying to come up with something that would just inspire you and get you in the mood for all things fall. So to start off with today, I have the Hamsvik blanket by Stephen West. And Stephen West is actually a knitwear designer that I haven't knit from before, but he's somebody that is in my mind for my future knits because he is just so creative. So many of the things that he designs are unlike anything I've ever seen before, and I love the way he designs in a very geometric nature a lot of the ways. When I think of fall, I'm thinking of, okay, fall movies, hanging out on the couch, fall football. And so I was thinking, for sure for you guys, I want to feature some sort of blanket. And like when it comes to knit blankets, they're a little bit daunting because knit projects in general do take a long time. And so I love the idea of making a blanket that you would be super excited to take out every single fall season. And, maybe if you incorporated a little bit more of these neutral colors, it could last longer. For sure, if you decorated with these colors, you could have it out all year round. But as makers, we like to make things. So the idea of like having a seasonal blanket was so exciting to me. And just having something that, if you're like me, I love getting out my seasonal decorations. I don't have very many, but the little that I do have bring me a lot of joy. So the idea of like going in your bin and taking out your fall blanket, I so pictured that with this. So it just inspired me right away from the get-go. So this pattern in particular is a DK weight pattern, and it's knit on US 6 or 4mm needles. And the thing about this pattern is it is knit one block at a time, so there's no seaming at the end. That is one caveat I'll mention with this is you do kind of have to have your colors planned out before you would get started. It wouldn't be something as scrappy per se as something where you could just like knit all the modules and then piece them together. For this one, you're just, knitting it seamlessly, and then it features an I-cord border as well. And I just love this geometric nature of this. I think the colors look so beautiful. It almost looks quilt-like, and it's definitely something that is a true art piece and would be something that you would cherish and hopefully pass down. The last thing for this pattern is it does come in 3 different sizes. One is a baby blanket size, the next one is a medium throw, and the last one is a large throw. So no blanket sizes come for this one. Okay, next I have for you the Spice and Clove Knit Pumpkins by Hannah Meyer. And I was mentioning to you getting out all of my autumn decorations when I decorate. And, when you're going shopping for fall, I love at the very start of the season to go into, some of those bigger stores like Home Goods, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. And it's just fun to see the absolute mess and huge array of decorations that they have, but a lot of them are kind of crap. A lot of it is like plasticky stuff maybe that's not gonna last super long time. You can see very clearly it's like mass produced. So I love the idea of making a decoration that's my own that I made, but then also the idea of a really quick project, because sometimes when you're inspired by fall, you want it and you want it now, which is why it's so fun to go decorating shopping on like the first day that you get the fall feels, because you just want it instantly. So I really wanted to feature a pattern that would be like a quick make for you guys, that would really put you in the mood, but that you could also just like showcase around your house and, maybe put on your windowsill or a place that you see every day that would just bring you some autumn and fall joy. So This pattern in particular, you actually can crochet this one as well. The pattern both has a crochet and a knit version, but this is knit up in a sport weight yarn and is using a US 2 or a 2.75 millimeter needle. And it's actually a free pattern. So I think for me, I for sure will be making at least one or two of these. I think two, maybe even three. I love to decorate in threes, so I could see myself making 3 of these. And it's a 10.5 inch circumference. So if you want to picture where you're decorating, that's kind of how big it's gonna be. And yeah, I hope that inspires you to make something like this, and if not, maybe look up some other little tiny trinkets. I'll feature in my Ravelry bundle as well. There's a couple of garlands that have like leaves and acorns and that sort of thing. I could also see myself making that one day and hanging it up in my house, just being so festive and beautiful. So yeah, really inspired by that one. Okay, the next thing that I have is actually a garment, and it's the Campus Vest by Amy Sher. And this vest in particular, she just released either this week or last week. And so I kept seeing it on Ravelry, and every time it made my heart flutter because last year I kept going into Madewell and seeing this Donegal tweed vest. And it was absolutely beautiful. It really reminded me, the yarn reminded me so much of Kelborn Woolen's Lucky Tweed. And in just that, it was just like such a beautiful yarn. It was like breathtaking every single time I saw this vest. But I kept picking it up and being like, oh, you could make this, Jackie. One day you could make this. And yeah, I just couldn't get myself to spend the money on it just because I wanted to make it. And I kept going to Ravelry and not finding what I was looking for. So you can imagine my literal... oh my goodness. I was freaking out when I saw this come through because it's almost exactly, you guys, that Madewell vest. And so my inspiration for you guys, if you like this style as well, I think it would be so, so cute. First of all, you could wear it like, you know how there's that vest trend right now? You could wear it without anything underneath it, kind of more as like a tank top at the start of fall. And then as it gets cooler and cooler, you could wear it with a short sleeve underneath. You could wear it with a long sleeve. You could wear it with a turtleneck. The options are endless. And yeah, I just... for sure think the ideal way to wear this would be in that tweed yarn. That to me was the most breathtaking way, but obviously Amy Sher has up some different options on there that you could use as well. This is also a DK weight pattern using US 6 or 4 millimeter needles. And so yeah, like I said, because I loved that, in particular that Madewell one in the tweed yarn, I've put up 4 different tweed yarns that I found at Wool & Co. I'm going to link those down below just to give you some inspiration. These are kind of 4 colors and styles I loved. So if you're inspired by these as well, I'll leave links for you down below. Next I have for you the Skinny Can Cozy by Nitty Natty. And for this, I wanted to pick something that kind of felt back to school to me, football-esque, homecoming-esque, and to me that is for sure just like bonfires and sitting outside and having parties and yeah, mainly just football games. In America, football is huge, so football games. And I think a lot about like koozies and just cozy things. And again, wanted to give you guys another quick project that would just be like serotonin to all of you. So I saw Nitty Natty has a really cool, like, I think it might be actually a football bundle. It's either a fall or a football bundle. I'll put it down below. But not only does she have this skinny can, but she also has a regular can and a bottle cozy. And I just thought how fun. Fall is kind of a season of hosting. You know, imagine, I was just picturing like having people over for a football game, and instead of giving them like a traditional koozie, you give them a hand knit one. Oh, that would be so cool to just hand them one and say, yeah, I made this. And then also, you know, even if you don't make multiple, even if you just make one for yourself, I think it'd just be such a fun, scrappy project because it's using fingering weight yarn. You probably have some in your bin. Make one that either looks like your favorite team, looks like fall colors, or even it's just your favorite color, and it just gets you excited. So whatever you like, if you like to have alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, whatever it is, like making yourself a cute little thing to make it special, I think would just be so fun for fall. So yeah, as I mentioned, that one is a fingering weight. It uses US 1 or 2.25 needles. So if you make socks a lot, you probably have that needle ready to go. And this is knit bottom up in the round, and then it's finished with an I-cord edging. And the last pattern I have for you is the Leaflet Shawl by Justina Korkowska. And for me, as I was making this roundup of pattern for you guys, I was thinking about what I particularly gravitate toward in the fall and what I was picturing you guys gravitating toward as well. And I know sometimes for me, like particularly in the month of October, I just want to wear like orange or rust or burgundy or something that just like makes me feel like I'm being festive. So like whether I'm going out to dinner or going to work or whatever, I keep like wearing that thing that's that color. So it's funny, I feel like those items are my most reworn in my closet because like that's my festive thing. I want to wear it. So I loved the idea of a shawl. First of all, this lacy leaf motif is an art piece in and of itself. It's absolutely beautiful. It's also timeless. This would never, ever go out of style. And I love, you know, it's just in this classic color. I feel like this is the exact color I would choose. And I love the idea of, you know, these oranges and rusts, not everyone thinks they're the most flattering color on them. It may be, it may not be. But the idea of you can pick out maybe a more neutral outfit or an outfit that you think is flattering to you. And then perhaps like just wearing this scarf so that it's not as loud to be wearing full orange everywhere, but it's just that little touch makes you feel so stylish, so cool that you're wearing a hand knit item. And then also it's just so seasonal and beautiful. So yeah, I was really, really inspired this one. I was kind of going back in between a couple of different shawls, but I liked that this one was a little bit lighter. I could see you wearing it all throughout the season, and it's absolutely beautiful. I can also see you wearing it kind of all the way through, even to like Thanksgiving dinner. So this one in particular is knit using a fingering weight yarn and US 3 or 3.25 millimeter needles, and it just is one size. So that is one thing to look at to see if you think the measurements would be a good fit for you or not. But yeah, I hope that you guys love that one as much as I do. If I don't make it this year, it's something I can absolutely see myself making in the future just because it looks like such a staple and something that just would age so gracefully with you. You'd be able to wear it all throughout the years. So those were the 5 patterns that I wanted to showcase for you all. And now I'd love to talk through what I'll be casting on. So you heard me mention there's a couple of different things from this video that I'm inspired by that I may be casting on. I also am currently in the throes of my California sweater test knit for Knit California. If you haven't seen that, go back and check out some of my weekly podcast episodes where I'm showing you guys that because it is in the most gorgeous orangey leafy yarn. But yeah, so I kind of have that on, and I am thinking for this in particular on September 1st, I'm going to be casting on a new pair of socks. And I've actually been so kindly gifted a beautiful pair of sock yarn by Evergreen Fiber Works. And this is a sister-in-law duo, Pamela and Valerie, and they're local to me here in Wisconsin. And they just dye these yarns in such a beautiful way that's inspired by our home state of Wisconsin. So I fell in love with their yarn. They started carrying it at my local yarn store, and I just love that 1, they're local, and 2, they're inspired by our beautiful state. And they created a beautiful yarn for fall. It's called Equinox bonfire. And I just think it's going to be so beautiful in a pair of socks. It's going to look very autumnal, but also like a little bit of those Halloween vibes with the kind of orange going into the purple. So I haven't quite decided exactly what sock I'm going to make. I am thinking maybe I'm going to do the autumn fire sock and maybe have a little bit of those leaves kind of around the cuff, and then I may go into more of a vanilla sock because I want to see that beautiful colors flow like all the way through and not have it be too distracting. So that's my current plan, so stay tuned for that. If you guys are inspired by the way this yarn looks, by the way, all throughout this knit along, Evergreen has offered 10% off for my listeners. So I'll leave a link down below, but just know that code is Jackie10 if you want to go check out some of their yarns. One of their most recent colorways is stunning to me. It's called a Brandy Old Fashioned. If you don't know, in Wisconsin, we make our old fashions, the cocktails, with brandy instead of the traditional. I believe the traditional is whiskey. You'll have to let me know. But yeah, the Wisconsin thing is very much so a brandy old fashioned. So I also think I'm going to be making that maybe in like a Musselburgh hat. I'm thinking either a Musselburgh hat or like a ribbed hat. I'm trying to decide what would look best with that yarn as well. But if that's something that you'd love to make along with me, feel free to use that code. It would be super fun to be matching. And I'm just so excited to get into the spirit with all of you. And I hope that a lot of you guys feel encouraged by this and are excited to join the knit along. There really isn't high stakes here. It's basically if you're excited to knit and you're going to be knitting in fall, please feel free to join in on all of the fun. All of the details, like I mentioned, will be posted on Instagram, so I'll link my Instagram down below if you want to go check that out. I think for today, I'm going to be posting just kind of like a teaser, and then on September 1st, we'll be posting again with all of the actual prizes. We have some really excited stuff lined up for you guys, including free yarn, a free pattern of your choice on Ravelry, and also some discount codes to some different yarn stores. So very, very exciting. If any of you guys have any idea what you want to make after watching this video, or if you have something lined up in your queue that you know is going to be perfect for this, please let me know down below. I'd love to hear what you're planning on casting on. Or if you felt like I was majorly missing the mark on any of these, or I'm missing something from my bundle, let me know. I'm so interested to see what you guys are wanting to make. And for any of you who are new to this channel, thank you so much for being here. I would encourage you to please subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes from me. I like to post weekly podcast episodes where I'm talking all about things I'm inspired by, but also what I'm currently making and kind of the real ins and outs of the things I messed up on or the things that were my successes and what I liked and loved about each of my knit garments. As always, I thank all of you so much for being here, and I hope all of you will join us for the Fall Feels Knit Along. I'll see you guys next week for another podcast episode. Bye-bye.